What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Okay, Okay, but I mean, technically he hasn't been on the channel yet, so making his debut on the channel tonight, we have Sting. Yes, indeed. How about that? Sting making his debut on the channel. This is a request from JFK, and this is actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, JFK. I hope you enjoyed the show. JFK wanted to see me react to this. It is Sting doing a live performance of the Bruce Springsteen song, The Rising. Now, have I heard the song before? Yes, I have heard the song before. As a matter of fact, I have done 2 other reactions to it this month. JFK specifically wanted to see me do a reaction to this song, The Rising, in 3 different ways. So first he had me do a full-blown rock performance with the E Street Band. That was cool. Then he had me do a solo one-man acoustic show with Bruce Springsteen doing The Rising, and that was pretty good too. Now we're going to be watching a live performance by Sting doing a cover of The Rising. So, have I heard the song before? Yes, I have. So I will not be taking the original song into account here in any way, shape, or form. I will only be reacting to, evaluating, and scoring this live cover. That's it. That's all I'm going to be reacting to. So I'm going to be looking for things like production, showmanship, what Sting did to the song, how he made it his own. Did he make it his own? I don't know. I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's to watch it. This was posted by the Kennedy Center. Okay, so this is during the Kennedy Center Honors show that they did for Bruce Springsteen. That makes sense, okay? Gotta be careful with the Kennedy Center. They do block. So I'm probably gonna have to I'm probably gonna have to pause frequently, unfortunately. I'm just letting you guys know up front. That's probably, if you see me pausing a lot, this is why. It's because of the Kennedy Center. They are very protective of their intellectual property, so please keep that in mind. And the video has 4.2 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Sting, The Rising, Bruce Springsteen Tribute, 2009 Kennedy Center Honors. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sting.
Can't see nothing in front of me. Can't see nothing coming up behind. Make my way through the darkness. Can't feel nothing but the chain that binds me. Lost track of how far I've gone. How far I've gone, how high I've climbed. On my back's a 60-pound stone. On my shoulder, a half-mile line. Come on up for the rising. Come on up, lay your hands in mine. Come on up for the rising. Come on up for the rising night. I left my home this morning. Bells are ringing, they fill the air. Wearing the cross of my calling. Wheels of fire come roaring down here. Oh, come on up for the rising.
Oh, I see a choir in the back and I hear a choir too. It's really good. I want to say something, but I don't want to upset anybody. At least not yet. I might make a statement later, but I want to see the whole song. I want to hear the whole performance before I make that statement. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm very tempted to say something right now, but it would be pulling the trigger before the gun's completely out of the holster, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna hold off on saying it for right now. As far as an arrangement goes, this does feel faster, but that's about it. It does feel a little bit faster than what I remember from the even from the acoustic show. I know the acoustic show was slightly faster than what I heard at the rock show. This feels even faster than that. Is that due to time constraints, or is that just because that's the tempo that Sting wanted to do at? I don't know. I could not answer that question. All I can say is this tempo feels good. It doesn't feel rushed. It's now, I'm not gonna lie though, it is faster. Could it go faster than this? Maybe it might, but I don't know. At that point, you start to get into that into that range of careful, danger, Will Robinson. You know what I'm saying? It starts to, the warning lights and the alarms start to go off, and you have to kind of wonder, is this a good idea? Now, he hasn't gone that fast. It still feels good. It still has a good groove to it. It doesn't feel chaotic. It doesn't feel rushed. So, anyway, let's keep going here.
Awesome, I call it. Wheels of fire come roaring down here. Oh, come on up for the ride. Oh, come on up, lay your hands in mine. Come on up for the ride. Come on up for the ride tonight. La 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 la. Sitting there in the garden of 1,000 sighs. Holding pictures of our children, dancing in the sky, filled with light. Sky of blackness and sorrow, sky of love and sky of tears, sky of glory and sadness, sky of mercy, sky of fear, sky of longing and emptiness.
Okay, Sting taking a couple of vocal liberties, which is perfectly fine. Everything still is in the right key. Everything is still and falls within the right chordal structure. So, got no issue with it at all. I'm just saying it is. There are some vocal liberties being taken, and they sound good. They sound really good. No problem with them at all. The addition of the choir. Now, here's the thing. Usually, when people see choirs, they think epic. They think full sounding, and don't get me wrong, they're full sounding, but they think of it more like either from an epic standpoint or from a somber standpoint. In this situation, we're seeing a choir that's being added to add, for lack of a better word, a certain element of fun. Very upbeat, very light, very lighthearted. And even with the vocal structure within the choir, you're not hearing a whole lot of different notes. You're not hearing a whole lot of different chords. I'm hearing I'm hearing four. I'm hearing the first, the major third, the fifth, and the octave. That's about all I'm hearing. I'm not hearing anything overly complicated. I'm not hearing any sevens. I'm not hearing any fours. I'm not hearing, a 2-octave range within the choir. I'm hearing, honestly, almost like when they did the na part, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that might have just been straight up gang vocal. I think everybody was just on the one note, which is cool. I mean, it's different. It's not what you would expect when you say a choir, especially not a choir of this size and magnitude. You would think a little more serious, a little more somber, a little more full sounding, everything like that. And like I said, it's still full. It still sounds full, just not in that epic, powerful, somber style of mood that you usually would expect from a choir. So that's cool. It's a good addition. It's an unexpected tone and unexpected feel, but still a good addition nonetheless. I know people might be asking in the comments, do I feel that the choir is necessary? Necessary, no. I do see backing vocalists within the band. I mean, they could probably do exactly what's being covered by the choir, but the choir having all those different voices in it and the sheer number of voices is going to be a welcome addition for sure, as long as it's done right. And I'll be honest with you, if they had taken a more epic approach, a more somber approach, like your typical choirs do, I don't think it would have worked at all. Don't get me wrong, I think it would have sounded epic, but I mean, is that what you really want for this song? This song was never meant to be epic. You know what I mean? I think the song is just supposed to be a feel-good, kick back, lay back, rockin' tune, and that's how the choir is approaching it. And it's a very smart approach. Very smart approach. Let's keep going here.
Sadness, sky of mercy, sky of fear, sky longing and emptiness, sky of fullness and blessed life. I say, so come on up for the ride, come on up for the ride tonight. La 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 la.
Wow. Gotta pause real quick. I've seen a few performances at the Kennedy Center. I've seen a few from this channel, and to the best of my knowledge, this is the first time I think I've ever seen people standing up during the song and clapping along and rocking out. I'm trying to remember back to when I saw Heart do Stairway to Heaven. I don't even think the crowd was standing for that. I think this is the first time I've seen it. That's cool. I mean, you don't get those people out of their chairs very often, man. So this was definitely an occasion. I think we're done. Honestly, the song looks like it's done. It sounds like it's done. We got 18 seconds left on the video, though. I don't know. We'll let it run. We'll see what happens. It's only 18 seconds. I like that glissando up. Yeah, that was it. It was just people clapping, and then there was a bunch of logos afterwards that the algorithm looks for to identify and go up, gotta block it. So I'm not going to include that last part, obviously. Okay, let me get my thoughts together, and I'll see you in the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Sting doing a live rendition of the Bruce Springsteen song, The Rising. This was a request from JFK, and this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, JFK. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. I'm going to give a score here, and I know I'm probably going to raise some eyebrows because I do remember the score I gave the Bruce Springsteen, the rockin' version, and the acoustic version. And I'm going to give this score, and I have a feeling I'm going to raise some eyebrows. But I promise, if you let me explain why, it'll all make sense. On a scale of 1 to 10... Oh, and remember, I'm not taking the original song into account here. Please remember that. I already did a reaction to it at the beginning of the month. You're more than welcome to go back and check it out. I also did another reaction to the acoustic version, so you're more than welcome to go check that out as well. So I'm not taking the original song into account here, okay? The songwriting, not taking into account. None of that into account. The only thing I'm taking into account here is I'm taking the live performance into account, and I'm taking the arrangement that Sting did. Like, if he did any changes to the song, I'm taking those into account as well. Like, what did he do with the song? Did he do a good job arranging it for his performance? So please keep that in mind. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am just ready for those questions. Like, are you serious? Are you? I'm going to be ready for them. I am going to give that an 8.5. Yep, 8.5. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I'm just going to come out and say it. I wanted to say something at the beginning, but I didn't want to, pull on the trigger before I got the gun completely out of the holster and shoot myself in the foot. I'm just going to start off right with the statement I was going to say. And this is, again, going to raise a lot of eyebrows. I personally feel I liked Sting's performance of this better than Bruce Springsteen.
You what?
I know. Look, I know. People are looking at me right now going, what? How can you like a cover better than the original? Folks, it doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while, you will find a cover that exceeds and surpasses the original. It does happen. I mean, absolutely no disrespect to Bruce Springsteen when I say this. I did enjoy Sting's version better. I did. I absolutely did. And I'll tell you why. For starters, Bruce Springsteen has a very distinct voice. I mean, he has a very distinct way of singing. A lot of power, a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling in his voice. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It works for him. It absolutely works for him. It's one of his trademarks. And I would never ask him to change that for anything. I would never be that presumptuous or that arrogant. Listen, I'm arrogant, but I'm not that arrogant.
That's
okay?
true.
I would never ask Bruce Springsteen to change his voice for anything, ever. Having said that, though, Sting's voice on this had a clarity. It had a cleanness. I would dare say it had a sweetness to it. That with this style of a song, this upbeat of a song, it fit. It absolutely fit the song. I was actually sitting here thinking to myself, and the thing that I kept coming back to was this was the perfect song, the perfect Bruce Springsteen song for Sting to cover. If he had chosen to cover any other song from Bruce Springsteen, I don't know if it would have worked as well. There have been a number of Bruce Springsteen songs that I've heard on this channel as a result of this channel, and there have been quite a few that I've really enjoyed. Even those I would not give to Sting. I really and truly believe this song was the perfect choice for Sting to do. It was right in his range. Perfect range for him. He didn't have to strain either for a higher note or a lower note. Everything was comfortable, right in his range. And it just sounded clean. It sounded so clean. I'm not talking about from like a pitch to... Obviously, his pitch was spot on. His pitch was spot on. Did a couple of variations, too. It took a couple of vocal liberties. And that was great. Listen, I am a firm believer that when you do a cover of a song, unless you are a tribute band and you are specifically supposed to play the songs note for note, tone for tone, beat for beat, exactly like the original, then I am one of these people who wholeheartedly believe that you should take certain liberties. You should do everything you can to make the song your own while still paying homage and still paying tribute to the original artist. Don't take it so far out that it's unrecognizable. It should still be recognizable, but definitely put your own little spin on it. Now, Sting didn't put that much of a spin on it from a musical standpoint. It was pretty cut and dry, exactly like the original. The liberties he did take, though, were with his vocals. And the vocal liberties he did take, there were a few, They were very tastefully done, well strategically placed, and well thought out, because every note that he would take the liberty with all fit within the chordal structure and the melodic line. So I got zero issue with anything that Sting did there. As far as the pace and the tempo of the song, it was faster. It was definitely faster. Do I like it at that tempo? Part of me does, part of me doesn't. There's the part of me that, is really into the more energetic songs, and that I like faster tempo songs, and I do. There's that part of me, and then there's the other part of me who sees this song, remembers hearing the original, and going, you know what? I kind of like having that laid-back feel. And don't get me wrong, this song did have a laid-back feel, but not as laid-back as if it had been, 30 beats per measure slower. You know what I mean? Like if it had been closer to the original tempo, it would have obviously been a little more laid back. But I got no issue with the tempo at all. Like I said, I'm kind of in between on that one. I'm kind of torn, so I don't really have a favorite either way. All I can say is the faster tempo, it worked. It sounded good. Didn't go too far. The backing band sounded really tight, sounded really good. The horns were coming through nice and clear. I could definitely appreciate that. Couldn't really hear the bass, unfortunately, but that's typical, typical. The choir. I remember making the comments during the reaction. The choir. In all honesty, I could take them or leave them. In a song like this, you don't need, 50 or 60 voices. You don't. I think it would have been just fine if they had the backing band. But the fact that they did have that there, it did add an extra element. Was it necessary? No. Was it welcome? Sure, absolutely. It did sound good, and I liked the approach that the choir took. Not trying to be epic, not trying to be somber, not trying to be, all classically full of themselves. No, they were up there, rocking out, having fun. And like I said, when they were doing the na-na-na-na-na-nas, the chordal structure in the voices completely disappeared, and it became gang vocals, which in all honesty, that is what you want in this song. You don't need a whole bunch of, chordal voicings within that part. You need a gang vocal. You need a strong gang vocal that has a lot of power, a lot of emotion, and most importantly, conveying those feelings of fun and upbeatness, and they definitely did that. So, not knocking the choir in any way, shape, or form. The last thing I'm going to say is, and I did notice it, but I did not take it into account for the score, okay? I don't want people saying that, well, you showed favoritism because of this. No, I did not. This did not affect my score at all. I noticed it. You looked out in the crowd and you saw what? Smiles. Everybody was having a good time. So much so that, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time, I do not remember this happening during the Heart song when they did Stairway to Heaven. I don't remember people standing up. I do not remember people standing up and clapping along. I'm going to have to go back and watch it again. But I do not remember that happening, but I saw it here. People were standing up, and one of the first people I saw stand up was our ex-president Obama over there. He stood up. He was one of the first ones to stand up. And I was like, that I saw. Now, there may have been people standing up on the floor first, but the camera was on him. And I saw him look and go, yep, I'm going to stand up. Now, my guess is people on the floor were already standing up, and he saw it, and he decided to follow suit. That would be my guess. But still, it was interesting to see him, out of everybody in that upper, up in the balcony, he was the first one to stand up and, start clapping and rocking out to it. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. But, seeing the people stand up in the crowd, clapping along, having a good time to the song, that just shows the power of the song, How many times have we seen the Kennedy Center, people performing at the Kennedy Center? How many times have we seen people stand up not after the song is done? People stand up and applaud afterwards, yeah, sure. But, I mean, that's pretty common. I'm talking about during the song, while the song is on, while the song is going. People standing up and rocking out and clapping along to the song. How many times have we seen that? To the best of my knowledge and the best of my recollection, this is the first time. That was cool. That was cool. And that's the kind of impact this song has, apparently. So, that was cool. But like I said, I did not take it into account for the score. If I had taken that into account for the score, probably we were looking at like an 8.6, maybe an 8.7, okay? even then it would not make that big of a difference. But nonetheless, this rendition, this performance, in all honesty, between the three. Now remember, JFK wanted me to compare. He wanted a comparison. So between the three, I can honestly say this one is my favorite between the three. The other one with Bruce Springsteen playing with the E Street Band, that'd be my second favorite, and the acoustic being my third favorite. I'm not one of these reactors going to say, oh, they're all my favorite. No, I will definitely say which one's my favorite and which one's not my favorite, and that's how it's going to go. This one's my favorite. Absolutely, hands down, without question. 8.5 is where we're at, and 8.5 is where we're going to stay. 8.5, final score, I am spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, go ahead and do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.